All right, today we're gonna cook a 5.5 pound bone-in pork shoulder. So basically we are going to get this thing prepped tonight, and then tomorrow we're gonna put it on and smoke it. So what I like to do is we're gonna go ahead and score the top of it. Then we'll inject it with some apple juice and put some mustard on it. We'll be using the Meat Church Texas Sugar barbecue rub today. First time I've used it, so I'm gonna try this out, see how that does. So basically we're gonna cut this fat cap here diagonally. It's gonna help pull some seasoning in. And it's also gonna give it a pretty decent look once we smoke it. Okay, we'll go ahead and inject it. Okay, now we're going to use some just regular Heinz yellow mustard and give a little binder for this sauce to rub to stick to. Okay, now we're gonna start putting the rub on this. It's a little messy with the mustard, but I'm gonna put it on pretty generously. Like I say, we're using the Texas Sugar barbecue rub from Meat Church. And it cover it really good. Get all the sides. Make sure everything's covered really good. And also the scoring on the top is going to allow this seasoning to go down in it pretty good. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. You can skip to the wrapping here in just a second. Okay, since we're gonna leave this thing overnight, I like to wrap it up nice and tight with some cellophane. So we'll just wrap it up here with some cellophane nice and tight. It'll keep the apple juice and the rub and everything inside of it. Kind of let it sweat out in that cellophane overnight. And then, like I say, we'll just put it back in the refrigerator, let it sit like this, and I'll get the smoker going in the morning, and we'll see you then.
All right, it's about 5:30. We've got the wrapped butt. We've got some hickory wood. We've got our Texas Sugar barbecue. And we've got our pit, about $249, $250. So we're gonna go ahead and add some hickory and get this butt on there. All right, we've added our hickory. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle a little bit more of this Texas Sugar on, and we'll shut the lid and let this thing cook for a few hours.
All right, we've reached that point where everything's getting pretty good. It's 165-degree internal temperature right now. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it and put it back on and get it to about 200. So we'll go ahead and start wrapping it right now. So we'll go ahead and let this thing cook for another few hours at 250 until we get an internal temperature of 200 degrees, and then we'll pull it and wrap it and let it rest. So we'll check on it here in a few hours. All right, we've been smoking this butt now for about 8 hours. We've been wrapped for probably 2, and we've reached the internal temperature of 200, and we know this because we use our Big Green Egg Genius to monitor the pit temperature and the meat temperature. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing off now, and we will put it in a cooler and let it rest for probably 3 hours before we tear open to it. So I like to do this because I feel like the resting of this is probably the most important part of this cook. So I like to wrap it up in a paper towel or a towel here and wrap it really nice and tight. And then we'll put it in a cooler and leave it in here for, like I say, probably 2-3 hours, and we'll serve it up. All right, so our butt has been in here resting for, I guess, about 3 hours now, and go ahead and unwrap it. It's still extremely hot. So you can see where it's kind of busted open a little bit from the, and you can tell the bone, you know, it's just falling apart here. But it's got a nice bark to it, and I think we're ready to make some sandwiches. But you know, we'll just get everything off the bone. See, the bone just falls right out, and it's ready to go. But if it's good to go. But anyway, if y'all like what you saw here today, if you could give me a like and subscribe, I really appreciate it. And until next time.